Welcome back to Zwartkops International World of Motoring for the final round of the National Extreme Festival. Great to see big crowds coming out to be entertained. And up next, it's GTC and GTC SupaCup. The championship deciding round will be here at the final round of Extreme Festival. Can you believe that? The fight is between Robert Volk and Sauwert Variawa. Volk changing to the BMW at the previous round in Cape Town, and Variawa sticking to his very loyal Toyota Corolla hatch. Rackstraw will be looking to try and push through if he can, but look at the starting grid. Volk and Variawa alongside each other. Julian van der Walt and Michael van Rooyen, their two teammates behind them, and then it's Rackstraw, Msimanga and Josh LaRue. Brad Liebenberg leads out the championship battle and also leads out on the starting grid ahead of Machotsi, his closest rival in the championship for Global Touring Car SupaCup. Arnie Neverlink down in third place and Tate Bishop right alongside him. We're on board now as we head down towards the start line with Nathi Msimanga, and they now come into start formation. Michael van Rooyen pushing hard here as well as they go side by side. Look at this, Van der Walt on the outside, Volk on the outside, Variawa on the inside, and it's going to be a very, very tight finish and start here as we go. Here we go, across the line and down in towards turn one. Then it looks like it might be the Lee Thompson Racing Golf. We try to go around the outside. Little touch between Van der Walt and Van Rooyen as they head towards turn two. Van Rooyen around the outside, late braking from Michael van Rooyen, doing exactly what he needs to do, putting the pressure onto Robert Volk, and Volk feeling that pressure big time. Just up ahead there, that's the fight for GTC's back to GTC SupaCup, and Liebenberg got the start he wanted. Inside line, Machotsi on his tail, and up into turn four, ready action. Oh, massive action. Robert Volk going on the inside line, trying to find a way through there on Variawa. The two of them tag, and Van Rooyen gets sent onto the sideline as well. Both of the Gazoo Racing Corolla hatches are out. And it doesn't look like, oh, they've both got going again. Where is Michael van Rooyen going? Reversing back through the kitty litter to try and get back onto the circuit as quickly as possible. Ooh, that is not the way you should be doing it, Mike, but he's back on track. SupaCup class have gone through, and it's Machotsi putting the pressure onto Brad Liebenberg. He has to. Remember, Liebenberg leads the championship. Machotsi's got to take 2 victories here if he wants to secure the deal over Brad Liebenberg, and Liebenberg in that hype energy car is doing everything right. Holding that inside line into turn 8 and just hangs on to the lead. But that Gosco car is now putting the pressure onto the back end of both of them. And Arnie Neverling is bringing Tate Bishop along for the ride. Great to see Andre Besaidno back in the wheel of a race car as well, down in the Masters category. He's fighting with Roberto Franco, and fighting hard there as well as they come through, as they get into the breaking point. Look at that, it is so close. Arnie Neverling putting the pressure on the inside line and trying to find a way through. Back to GTCs as they come through turn 4. It's Nathi Msimanga leading things out. Julian van der Walt with a bit of pressure coming from Rackstraw in the Lee Thompson Racing Golf. GTI 8 is looking very, very racy this weekend, and I think he could possibly give these two Toyota Corollas a run for their money. He's applying massive pressure onto Van der Walt. Remember, Van der Walt changed from the BMW into the Toyota in Cape Town, so he's maybe not up to full speed on that. Let's have a look at the replay here into turn 4. Volk on the dirt, completely out of shape, and he just slams into the side of Sauwert Variawa. Variawa had nowhere to go, neither did Van Rooyen, his teammate. In fact, Van Rooyen tagging for the second time the Gazoo Racing machine. This is Van Rooyen's point of view. As they go into turn 4, you can see there's just nowhere to go here for Michael. He turns in, realizes there's going to be some contact, tries to avoid, and then spins out and slides into almost the tyre barrier there for the Superbikes. And a very, very tough maneuver there from all 3 cars. Championship up for grabs, and 2 championship rivals out of race number 1. Oh, there's some maneuvering from Robert Volk. He's tagging Machotsi to try and find a way through now as he tries to get back into the hunt for the front end of Global Touring Cars. He's in the mid-pack and now right at the front of the pack for Global Touring Car SupaCup. He's fighting there with Machotsi, and that's allowing Machotsi and, it looks like, yes, the Gosco car of Arnie Neverling to be split slightly there by the BMW. So he's now got in between the 2 championship rivals there for second place in the championship, with giving Brad Liebenberg a chance to get away. So Brad Liebenberg leads the race comfortably now. That is the Calyx car of Cara Hill putting some pressure onto Davide Franco. And this is the Lee Thompson Racing Golf GTI onto the back end now, Van der Walt. So chopping from the lead of GTC SupaCup now to the lead of the Global Touring Cars. Nathi Msimanga looking for a victory here. This will be a gifted victory for him if he gets this right in the Toyota Corolla. He's a fellow Corolla driver there from Chemical Logistics, and WCT is on his tail. And then it is Lee Thompson Racing's Andrew Rackstraw. The BM has got through, so Machotsi's now lost some ground. This is now the return of Sauwert Variawa into that pack of Global Touring Car SupaCup category machines. And he's now going to try and find a way through on Machotsi. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Machotsi will probably realize that's a Toyota Corolla coming up on his inside and not a SupaCup Polo. And he might just give him some room because he's already lost a huge amount of ground there to the Hype Energy car right in front of him. So Brad Liebenberg continues to lead the race in the GTC SupaCup. Variawa trying to get up as high as he can, possibly in for a chance of a 4th place. And it's going to be seeing what happens here with these guys to sort things out. Coming up on Michael van Rooyen, that is Natim Samanga going around his teammate and finding a way through all three cars. No problems there for them to get past the ailing car there. Probably a lot more damage on Van Rooyen's car than there was on Variauer's and on Robert Volk's, respectively. As the laps are starting to run out here, it's now time for Van der Walt to put the pressure onto Natim Samanga and possibly for Rackstraw to pick up any pieces should something go wrong. Really a lot go wrong in this race. We don't want any more going wrong in this one, that's for sure. But Rackstraw would love to steal the victory here from the two Toyotas if he can. Coming through the back end there, you can also just see Michael van Rooyen ailing around and trying to get some points in the bag if he can. Trying to keep himself up in this championship, even though he's got a very, very sick Corolla hatch underneath him. He continues on his way down towards turn 2. This is on board, and you can see not even revving, not even at full pace down in towards turn 2. Just circulating with a little bit of possibly steering issues there as well. Around the outside, coming up on Nicky Vistanos, new man to the series. Great to see the youngster jumping out of the Gazoo Racing Cup Yaris League and up into a SupaCup class for the first time today. Here comes a move. Tate Bishop looking for a way on Arnie Neveling in GTC SupaCup. That's for third place, but the Gospel car hanging on for now. And he's now got, it's Sauert Variauer just up the road from him. Variauer has still not got through there on Mahotsi, so looks like there might still be some issues there as well on Variauer's car. Never mind on Van Rooyen's. Will they both get to the finish line? That's the important factor here. They've both got to finish to stay in the hunt. And Robert Volk could possibly be having a chat to the COC after this one. We'll wait and see who was found wrong. Speaking of wrong, Nati's got it wrong. Right in the closing stages. Can you believe that? Natim Samanga has put it into the grass and into the kiddie litter down at turn 8. That has now got Rackstraw fired up. Andrew Rackstraw could see a victory, and it's beckoning. He's looking for a way to go on the inside now of Julian Van der Walt. Van der Walt tries to keep him honest. He does indeed into turn 5. They're coming up on the back end of the Team Perfect Circle car of Andre Besaidenote. As they come through turn 6, it's a big amount of pressure being applied onto the back end there of the Corolla. And who's going to have what it takes here under braking? There goes the Corolla on the inside. Van der Walt dives on the inside, trying to find a way through there. Gets through on the Team Perfect Circle car and heads across the line. He'll take the checkered flag, and Rackstraw will come through for second place. This is Brad Liebenberg for GTC SupaCup, controlling things from the front, staying out of harm's way, and taking the victory ahead of Mahotsi and ahead of third place, the Gospel car of Arnie Neveling. In the results, though, Julian Van der Walt got dropped down into third place with a penalty. Rackstraw getting the victory. Variauer in second, Van Rooyen in fourth, and Volk down in 5.
Honestly, I was just a passenger. I did what I could in turn 1, got the lead. Turn 2 led the race, turn 3 led the race, and turn 4 I just got wiped out by Robert Volk. I went defensive on the entry of turn 4, and he was 2 wheels on the grass and way behind me, and just wiped me out of the race. And it is what it is, I guess, and we fight in race 2.
Yeah, so obviously being on the outside of turn 1's always problematic around here. So Hood got through in the first corner, came out the second corner in second place, up the inside. So Hood seemed to drift wide going to turn 4. He then countered that and proceeded to obviously brake and turn in at the same time. I was up the inside of him on the white line, and unfortunately nowhere to go, but be squeezed onto the grass, and as I touched the grass, obviously, tried to take avoiding action, but there's nothing to be done from that point. Went off, and unfortunately, I guess that's how the race pretty much finished off, but I think we finished third, but there's obviously other penalties and protests in place. So we'll see what that all entails and where we start for the second race. But it's everything to play for, so just get the car sorted and looking forward to it.
The race was good. It was super close in the beginning, and then one of the GTCs actually hit Jonathan Mahotsi, just kind of spread the pack up a bit. But I managed to get to the back of Arnold, but with this weather the car was just overheating non-stop, and it was just reducing the power. We were losing 10 k's an hour on the straights, and we were the only car in dirty air. So the race 2, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's a bit closer this time. Hopefully there's no GTCs in the way. I'm looking forward to race 2.
Welcome back to Zwartkops and GTC's and GTC SupaCup race number 2 now. About to make round to the circuit, and the championship is pretty much wide open right now. Volk came into the race leading the championship in race 1, and with all the fracas that happened in turn 4, it's now every man for himself out on circuit, and Robert Volk and Sauert Variauer are going to try and sort it out here, hopefully with good clean racing in GTCs. It is a full Gazoo Racing front row there. As you can see, they're going to fight hard to try and keep out the two WCTT machines and also keep out Rackstraw after that first race victory. As they head down towards turn 1, it is exactly where he needs to be. Variawa looking to try and get that whole shot and hang on. Has he done that? No, it's Natim Samanga who's got the whole shot. He's on the tailpiece there of his teammate. I think team orders will probably come into play as we watch the GTC SupaCup head down towards turn 2. And once again, it is Brad Liebenberg who leads out. A clean race and a finish in the, I think, top 7 will secure him the championship. And it's up to Mahotsi to try and spoil his day there with the final victory, if he can. Back to the GDCs at the front end, and there's a big fight on already there. And that was, is that a wing? That's a window. That's blown out of one of the cars. Here's a Perspex window going flying out of turn 4. Here comes SupaCup into turn 4. And what a start there from Donny. That is a much better start there from Donny van Niekerk, up ahead of his fellow Capetonian. And Tate Bishop, no answer there as they head up onto the brakes. The Car Care Clinic and Titan Stunts car is pushing through nicely onto the tailpiece there of second place in the championship, Jonathan Mahotsi. Good run here from the Gazoo Racing boys out front. Yes, exactly how they need to be. Formation flying, Natim Samanga in second, and Michael van Rooyen perfectly placed in third to fend off any attack from any cars who could potentially spoil the day for Sawud Variawa. Back to the GTC SupaCup as they head towards turn 1, and look at this run here from the Calex car. Hill now pushing hard. She has had such a fantastic run to the closing part of the season, and she's running there nicely with Tate Bishop in the Angry car, trying to find a way through there on the Titan Stunts machine. This is Sawud Variawa's point of view as he comes out of turn number 8 and completes another lap in the Global Touring cars, heading towards a potential championship. The win will secure him the championship if he stays where he is right now, and that's exactly what he's hoping, with both his teammates on his tail to fend off any attacks from those guys from behind. This is Arnie Nevlin. He's had a phenomenal run to the end of the season, and he's now pushing hard to try and stay in the hunt for the top 3. Back on board here with Variawa coming in amongst some of the back markers, going through there on Roberto Franco. Next man up the road possibly will be Nicky Vistanis, or maybe the Team Perfect Circle car of Andre Besaidnout. Roberto Franco had some problems with a slightly underweight car in the first heat, so he was just dropped down a few positions. Blue flags waving frantically to warn those SupaCup cars that the Global Touring cars are coming through. And it's formation flying here for the Gazoo Racing team. Is there going to be maybe a spoil of the day there from Robert Volk to put the BMW ahead of Michael van Rooyen? Michael van Rooyen, I think, is possibly going to be defending more than he's ever had to in his entire life to keep Robert Volk out. The Hype Energy car doesn't have to do that. In the GTC SupaCups, it's Liebenberg leading out comfortably. Back to this battle for third. And it is Volk who's applying the pressure, but there's still no answer there from Robert Volk from that pressure that he's been applying on Van Rooyen. Third place battle here as well continues between Bishop and the Gosco car of Arnie Nevlin. It's a phenomenal little fight here between the two of them. Can Bishop possibly spoil the day here for Nevlin at what would be the home circuit of Gosco? Remember, they're one of the big sponsors here of Zwartkops. Great to have them involved in motorsport. They've had a fantastic day's racing there with their man in third. Race 1 winner. He's in the back end of the field. Hasn't found a way through on Julian van der Vat. So Rackstraw maybe gone a slightly different maneuver there. Looking for some late race pace here. Can he find a way through there on that Corolla of Julian van der Vat, and then possibly on the BMW of Volk? Well, Volk is not going to give up without a fight. He wants to find a way through on Van Rooyen, but Van Rooyen is making that Toyota Corolla hatch as wide as about 5 vehicles. There's just no way through for Robert Volk. Back markers here of the Global Touring Car SupaCup category could come into play. Might just help Robert Volk out. They've both gone flying through there on Davide. So Davide Franco has now lost out positions to the GTC battle. GTC SupaCups, that is the lead car, the Hype Energy and Nathan's Motorsport machine of Liebenberg, looking to wrap up this championship for 2023. His closest rival, Mahotsi, unfortunately just hasn't been able to find the fight for him today. They came into the penultimate round behind Keegan Campos, who didn't make it out for this weekend's race meeting either, and has left it to these two to fight it out for 2023's championship. Speaking of championships to be sorted out, well, here we go. Robert Volk using Andre Besaidnout maybe for a chance to get through. As Liebenberg continues on his merry way, has he got through? No, he hasn't. Oh, it was very close though. Sawud Variawa just controlling things from the front as he needs to do. And his two teammates have played the team role to perfection as they head down the hill to complete another lap of this incredible finish to 2023's championship. Volk with a big dive on the inside. Van Rooyen sees him coming, shuts it off firmly. Comes straight across, and there's just no way through. Looks like we got 1 lap to go here for these guys, and 1 lap before we see Sawud Variawa wrapping up the 2023 Global Touring Car Championship. This is hard braking here, down into turn number 2. And the hardest breaker there was Van Rooyen to keep Volk behind him. He certainly wants to make it Kazoo Racing 1, 2, 3 for the final race of the season. Back on board with Variawa. Plain sailing should be now for him. Just a couple of back markers to contend with. Shouldn't be too much of an issue to get through there on the Calyx car of Hill just up the road from him. As they come through turn 4, heading towards turn 5. That's what he'll be looking to try and do. Maybe put the Calyx car between himself. Just another bit of a buffer there for himself to just hang on. Van Rooyen is just doing such a good job there. He is defending and not allowing any chance there for Volk to get through and spoil the chances for his team to take the 2023 championship. Natim Samanga in second, Van Rooyen in third. They head down the hill and they're in amongst the GTC SupaCup mid-pack now, never mind the back markers. The flag is about to come out and it's Variawa. He'll get it and takes the championship. And great driving there from Michael Van Rooyen and Natim Samanga to play the team game. It's Kazoo Racing 1, 2 and 3 there. Variawa, Msamanga and Van Rooyen. And Julian van der Walt down in 5th. Brad Limburg wraps up the title as well and gets first place in the SupaCup. Variawa has done enough to wrap up the championship by the looks of it. Natim Samanga and Van Rooyen certainly helped him out.
Yeah, after a race 1 disappointment where I got spun and I was reading the race and came last, the team and obviously me, we had a team talk, you know. We had to regather our thoughts and push for race 2 because I knew I was starting pole and obviously being part of a team like Toyota, obviously it's a team game and Saud was the important one today. So, we had a plan and I'm so happy that this plan got executed well. And yeah, second was part of the plan and I'm so happy I kept it. And yeah, it was a decent result and I'm happy the team got what we needed and hopefully, fingers crossed that that was enough for the championship for Saud and also third place for myself. So it's all in God's hands now.
Well, after the disappointing race 1 where we had the incidents with Volk, we had a fairly good race 2. It's the best we could have hoped for. So we're very chuffed with the result as it was in race 2. It was a big fight. We said we're not going to race each other, so it was basically I had to stay behind Nati, and I just defended for all I was worth. The blue cars were behind me, and yes, I just kept my car a little bit wider than it was supposed to be and managed to come in third. So well done to my teammate for winning the race and my other teammate for coming second. I'm very chuffed for them.
Let's get some post-race comments from GTC SupaCup.
I think it was a good day at Zwartkops. As a driver, you always want to fight for first. But I'll take second place in the first race, started 4th in the second and finished second, so I'll take the 2 second places. But I think more importantly, in the second half of the season, we came on really, really strong. The team behind the closed doors have been working really, really hard, so a big shout out to Mike Ellis, my engineer, the rest of my team as well. Mike Grove for believing in me one more time. So yeah, it was a phenomenal season. Another podium behind the bag, and I guess we'll have to come back better and stronger next time.
We had quite a bad start, which put us back to 5th. Managed to get past Dani and then had to hunt down Arnold again. Managed to get past him in the last corner with a few more laps to go, and same story as the first race with the car overheating, losing so much power. Literally, I just had to give it my all. Overall, it's not a bad race. I'm happy with it.
Congratulations to Brad Limburg for wrapping up the GTC SupaCup Championship. That's a wrap for 2023's GTC and GTC SupaCup. Variawa, Volk and Raxtra, your top 3 in the GTCs. Limburg beats out Bachotzi and Keegan Campos for the SupaCup class. We certainly hope you've enjoyed all of the action here from the final round of Extreme Festival at Zwartkops International World of Motoring. We'll be back in 2024 for more Extreme Festival action. All this National Extreme Festival action is proudly brought to you by Comcare Medical Scheme, Dunlop Tires, Ferodo, the #1 in brakes, and InvestCare.